Oh, God takes pleasure in me in my current state. I am always working to better myself, but I have some news for you. God loves you just as you are, exactly as you are right now with everything that you are going through. In addition, I would like to share a little comment with you all. Each and every one of you is currently engaged in the process. You are well on your way to becoming the person that God has envisioned for you. In other words, the reason you continue to wake up each day and the reason you continue to wake up is because God has not yet finished working with you. In the event that God had finished with you, you would no longer be able to wake up. Nevertheless, He continues to rouse you from your sleep because He still has something for you that you have not yet received. However, you must begin to live your life through the lens of anticipation. You have to change your mindset and start anticipating that wonderful things will occur for you in order for it to take place. Simply put, it is the law of attraction. This is a fact. It is certainly not a fake in any way. It is written in the Bible that a man is what he thinks. For as long as you spend your life with anticipation, that is the outcome you will experience. That is what happens to you if you choose to live your life in a state of hopelessness. For example, if you declare every man is a dog, you are going to encounter each and every one of them. I'll never be rich. No, you won't. No, you won't. At the moment that you alter the frequency that your soft force emits, as well as the moment that you alter that frequency, various things will come back to you. Now let me explain you. This is how the process works. To put it simply, I'm going to say it as quickly as I can. It is time for me to release you. Be sure to adjust your altitude if you want to change your attitude. To put it another way, you came to this performance today with the intention of being amused. On the other hand, a lot of you came to this show, and I'm not kidding you, because you were in need of hearing this. I am nothing more than a piece of conduit. All I am is a piece of pipe. The only thing that I do is listen to what God has to say. I have no control over what I say. As the show comes to a close, God just gives me instructions on what to say. Someone in this room was in need of hearing this. Somebody, you just needed that brief period, dude, to get you to think a little bit differently so that you can have the life that God has planned for you. You are the object of God's approval. He is looking for somebody that can serve as a model for Him to refer to and say, hey, this is what I do for people. In the event that you contact me and have faith in me, I will perform this service for you. Not so long ago, I put up my hand in the air. Utilize me, display it to them. Let them see how you can make use of an old hoop. Describe the process by which you take a street boy. Show them how you could take someone who has little schooling and tell them how you could do it. I am yours. Make use of someone who isn't even capable of talking very well. Consider a person who left school without graduating, who is currently in his third marriage, who has lost everything, and who has lived in a car for 3 years. Show somebody what you are capable of accomplishing through me by taking me. How about this? The thing that he did was to pick me up. He placed me in a world that I had no prior knowledge of. God is going to act in the same manner. According to you, if you alter your mindset, you will alter your altitude. If you want to put an end to a large dream, you should tell it to someone who has a narrow mind. At the age of 10, I announced to everyone that I was going to be on television. During the time that I was saying it, I was experiencing a significant problem with my stuttering. I was unable to communicate with anyone outside of my home. I didn't go anywhere. I went to school, church, or anything else. I was unable to go to the marketplace. I simply stumbled over my words, bafflingly. It turned out to be a terrible experience. How many times have you had the experience of God revealing something to you in your imagination that you felt was extremely fascinating? And after that, you shared it with your family and friends. and they were not impressed by it at all. You gave it to them, and they rejected it. What is the reason that they shot it down? Because it was hidden from their view. Do you have any idea why they failed to see it? For the reason that God did not show it to them, but He did show it to you. The idea was implanted in your mind by God. He does not leave it up to the imagination of His fellow man. Put an end to sharing your visions with other people because none of them are going to be able to see it. Have you ever wondered why you continually visualizing yourself starting a business? Why do you consistently fantasize about graduating and finding a better job? Why do you maintain in your mind the idea of purchasing a home? What is it about driving a particularly good car that persists in your mind? Why is it that you keep visualizing yourself becoming wealthy one day? I don't understand why you keep imagining that. Therefore, God is communicating with you. Something that He has in store for you is being demonstrated to you. This is something that He puts into your head, God. Look, man, God is a good God. It is imperative that you comprehend the goodness of God, for He is not toying with you. He is the genuine article. Not only did He create you, but He also demonstrated to you what He had in store for you. The first step is to begin to have faith in your own imagination. You have to begin having conversations with Him about the things that you are observing. But you have not, since you have not asked for it. Consequently, if you have the vision and the imagination, but you do not ask God for it, what do you expect Him to do? It was showed to you by Him. Without deeds, faith is a dead religion. Therefore, it is time for you to start putting in some effort. Those of you who are currently seated in this room, you all desire a better life, right? Have you ever wished for a more fulfilling life? All right, who do you believe He would have shown it to? It was showed to you by Him. Why do you believe that He has shown it to you? Because He desires to hand it across to you. But if you don't put in the effort to earn it, and if you don't ask Him for it, He won't be able to give it to you since He gave us the ability to make our own decisions. On a daily basis, we make decisions. It is impossible for me to help you in any way if you make the decision that you will be impoverished. It is going to be a difficult time for you. What are you going to do if you make the decision to get wealthy right now? Who is it? You only need to get started if you have made the decision that you want to be wealthy. Not at all. Who is going to put a stop to you? That is until you inform the wrong person about it. Mama, listen to me, I'm going to be rich. Not a single member in this family is wealthy. You should go and find a place to sit down. Try to choose a profession that you enjoy. Oh, Mama, you must be right. Do not. There is a possibility that your mother is under the impression that God did not reveal her what you have in your imagination. My apologies. It was showed to you by Him. Pay attention to what I have to say. If you don't do anything else, write down everything that you imagine. Take everything down on paper, pray about it, and then see what transpires. Observe what takes place. Let me tell you something, because if God is able to fix me, you have no idea who you are looking at with your eyes. What I've done is completely unknown to you. I have no concept what I have been through. You have no idea. To be honest, if you understood what I had to do in order to be here, you wouldn't even bother to talk to me. Nevertheless, God is in the business of forgiving. God is in the business of helping people get their lives in order. God is in the business of bringing about a turnaround. There is a mission of God to save people. That was all done for me by God. I'm going to tell you right now that if God is able to transform Steve Harvey into this, then I'm willing to wager that He can also transform you into that. What you need to do if you want to be successful and you want to be happy is, these are the two things that are shared by the majority of people across the board. You are looking at a person who for a significant portion of my life did not fit into either of those categories. Man, my life was filled with a great deal of suffering, to no greater extent than anyone else. I simply had a lot, but I discovered something along the way. God is digesting everything that is happening to you at this same now. Every challenging time that you are going through. He is simply processing. Only in that way does he act. The things that you are going through are acting as preparation for the things that you pray to God for. If you are going to be in a situation where you need to be tough when you get there, then he is going to make you tougher. In order for you to develop a greater capacity for compassion along the journey, he is going to allow you to go through some tests that are going to force you to develop that quality inside yourself. It was necessary for me to be tough in order to reach to the point in my life where I am now, and even to the point where I am going to be in the future. So he made me more resilient as I went along, because I needed to learn how to appreciate a great deal. He removed everything from me. To get a better grasp on the significance of money, I did not have any. He forced me to go through the ordeal of being homeless for 3 years, so that I might learn to enjoy the basic things in life, such as what I am going to eat today, where I am going to wash my clothes, and where I am going to take a bath. For a period of 3 years, I lived in a car. It is now that I have a better understanding of everything that I was going through, that I was struggling with, and that I did not appreciate or comprehend beforehand, due to the fact that I am on the opposite side of those problems. Moreover, I am aware of the reason for all of those difficulties. Additionally, despite the fact that I did not comprehend or value the path that he led me down, it was the path that I was required to go. As you can see, the path that you are currently traveling is the path that you are required to pursue, and it is distinctively yours. What you are going through is something that is completely unique to you. The only thing you need to realize is that you are not the only one. Not only are you going through, but you are not alone. At this point, the order in which it is going to take place is entirely up to you. God created every one of us in a very unique way. We have a God who is incredible, and this God is wonderful. He fashioned you in such a different way. You are aware that there are over 8 billion people living on this planet, right? Are you aware of the number of billions of people who have passed away? Are you aware that if you were to unearth all of the people who have passed away, as well as all of the people who are currently alive, and each and every one of them that he is going to create in the future, you would find that not a single one of you would have the same fingerprint? Who will do that? Who could possibly be so precise in his infinite wisdom that when he created you, he did so in such a way that no two people have the same fingerprint? Holy cow, that is insane. That is really insane. If you try to replicate 8 billion people, you will fail. You are unable to imitate the billions of people who have passed away. And those that are on their way, they will not be able to replicate it. Man, you are a naughty lad. He is a knucklehead. I'm sorry, but he's a nasty guy. Do you understand what I mean? The manner in which people attempt to conduct business is, I must say, quite amusing. Man, the entertainment industry in Hollywood is a terrible business. To put it simply, it is not at all comparable to any other employment. Whatever they choose to do, they do it. Further, they produce. They invent a justification for it. And a lot of us are able to know without a doubt that God does not like you. However, there is one thing about me that stands out, and that is my resiliency. Never in my life have I been frightened to reinvent myself. The most important thing for everyone to keep in mind is that when someone closes a door in your face, all you need to do is remember that when God allows them to close the door in your face, all God wants you to do is walk up the hall. This is a set of most doors. It is only necessary for you to walk up the hall, not simply because I am able to guarantee that he has a more favorable door that he desires for you to pass through than the one that was closed in your face. That is a well-known truth. That is a well-known truth. Anyway, what took place? People are standing there, pounding on the door, and pleading with the door to be opened again. We're going to do a write-in campaign. Where are you leaving? I got to have my job. What about my benefits? Hey, you need to stop. There is a reason why the door is turned off. Simply said, God wants you to walk up the hall because he has another door waiting for you. Bigger than that, what you are going to find behind it is going to blow your mind when you finally open it and take a look inside. However, if you continue to stand in front of that door and beg, please open it back up, you will never be able to reach it. Please assist me. My family's a please halt. Ascend the stairs, you man. Those individuals who deliberately shut doors in your face. There are other doors than those. There are other doors than those. Human beings, God is the one who created all doors. Let me simply go see what else he has in store for me. I'm going. To be honest, I don't even care about that. Another one is as follows. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Oh my goodness, young kids, this is a very risky one. Because don't put all of your eggs in one basket. As the saying goes, that of course would be contingent upon the material that your basket is constructed out of, wouldn't it? It is important to remember that you should put all of your eggs in one basket if you want to be successful. In what other way are you going to succeed? An all-out onslaught is required for success. In order for it to be successful, you need to concentrate everything you have onto a single trajectory. It is not possible to launch 6 different enterprises at the same time. All you have to do is open up one and put your full effort into that. You are not allowed to enroll in 6 different colleges in order to earn a degree. You must attend college. I need you to concentrate, man. Combine all of your eggs into a single basket. Create your basket out of labor. That is laborious labor, faith, and prayer. The basket should contain all of that so that you can become whatever it is that you want to be. You should glue that thing together and place those eggs in that basket. The reason for this is that you will not achieve success if you do not focus all of your efforts on a single endeavor. Man, you are not going to be able to make it. Achieving success is not easy. Construction is continuously taking place on the path that leads to success. It is never going to be simple. It is not understood. The door is closed. You are obligated to carry out the task. In addition, you should be aware of this particular phrase, always have a plan B. Please allow me to explain why I never have a backup plan. As you can see, people will tell you to do this so that you will have something to fall back on. Oh, you can go do that, but do this so you'll have something to fall back on. Allow me to share something with you. People that truly have it going on were able to concentrate on one subject, which allowed them to achieve a great deal of success. Until he had a substantial amount of money, Bill Gates worked for Microsoft. It is now possible for him to do anything he desires, yet he did work for Microsoft. You are able to believe that he worked for Microsoft. He was the one who came up with the idea for Google, and he even created it. He is the creator of Google. They were the ones who were responsible for creating Yahoo. They continued to do it until it became something worthwhile. After that, it went in a different direction. A backup plan. You need to take some time away from plan A in order to prepare for plan B. This is necessary in order to have a plan B. If you take time off from plan A, you are minimizing the amount of work that you put into plan A. The question they have is, but Steve, so has one of your plan A's ever failed? Indeed. Did you have a plan B to fall back on? No, I did not do it. They retorted, well, damn man, what is it that you did? Another plan A is that I have. I've never had anything other than the A plan in my life. There is no preparation that I make for failure. No, I don't have a backup plan. You got an A, man. I received an A. I was going to deliver these jokes until I realized that I could turn them into a business that would make me money. The Hilarities Comedy Club was the first place I went to on October 8, 1985. I was awarded $50 for winning amateur night. The next day, I went to work as usual. I resigned from my position. My first wife once said, "This is completely absurd. We have these twins. You can't just walk away from your job. It is time for me to leave. It is over now. This is the only thing that has been on my mind. I see a way out of this." There was a light bulb that came on. Hey man, I cried for an hour after I won that night. I was really happy. It was a tearful journey home for me. I was like, man, God, I see it now because it was like that. For what I have been waiting, this is it. After entering, I went to a comedy club, won $50. Following that, I went to work selling Commonwealth life insurance the following day. So I quit my job. My weekly salary at my position was $675 at the time. My first month of comedy brought in $50 for me. My first year performing stand-up comedy, I made a total of $150. A second year for me, I made $3,000. I am no longer married to my wife. I was expecting that to happen. Together, she and her mother chose to go with that particular course of action. It used to happen that whenever I was driving home, I would hear someone say, "You are never going to be nothing." I had to wait for years. Nothing was left for me. I ended up being homeless. For a period of 3 years, I lived in a car. God, please have mercy. On the other hand, I did not abandon plan A. Man, I did not alter that plan A. The jokes were told by myself. This is a joke that I told. I accepted gigs that paid between $125 and $250. I drove for 14 hours in order to earn $175. When gas was far more affordable back then, it made perfect sense. I would go out there, perform the gig, and be sure to send home as much money as I could. However, I was still without a house. There was nothing I could do. I lived in that automobile for over 3 years. Occasionally stayed in a motel, but for the most part, it was just myself and that automobile together. You know what I continued to do, right? The jokes that I told them continued. This is what my family would say to me whenever they caught up with me. "Steve, come on home. Get a real job." If I needed money, I would phone it home. "Steve, come home. You need to get a genuine job." I responded with a no. "I'm going to continue as I have been. I'm going to be fine in the end. Can you wire me $50? Can you send me $75? When I was younger, my own brother advised me, "Don't ever call me again and ask me for money under any circumstance. There is nothing that I can offer you. You need to act like a man. Go back to your house and find a respectable career." I was unable to call anyone else any longer. There was no way that they could assist me. What a cool thing. That is where I remain. Finally, have a look at me. That's not me boasting. To see how God works. What a wonderful God. In the event that you continue to have confidence in things that you are unable to see, God has something prepared for you. I was living in that automobile at the time, and I was oblivious to this. I am not going to believe any of this, man. I am a guy that is really emotional. You know, I beg you, guy. Someone once asked me, "Steve, every time I look on TV, you crying." I was surprised to hear that. Allow me to share something with you. If you knew about my travels, you would be crying as well. To tell you the truth, your backside ought to burst into tears each and every time you come into contact with me. Nevertheless, I did not waver in my confidence. My faith was in the grace of God. It was plan A that I kept. At this very moment, I am standing here. Therefore, I would like to tell to everyone that if you are able to learn these principles of success, it does not matter where your life is right now. What kind of life do you have in mind for yourself? Is it the one that God has planned out, not even close to being as good as the one you had planned for yourself?